All about auto repairs, and we're going to talk about, is your alternator going bad, and what do you need to know about? You know, what does the alternator do? It basically recharges your battery. Your battery is what is used, your car battery is what's used to start the car. It powers the starter, which turns the motor over, making it to where the engine starts. The alternator then takes over once the engine starts, and it makes it to where it recharges your battery, and it is what's running your car. So think about it. When you're running your air conditioner and your headlights and your radio and the all of the electronics that it takes to keep the car going to begin with. I mean, alternators used to put out a very small amount of power. Now they put out a lot of, if it starts to fail, it's normally not going to tell you that it's failing. I mean, it can, so it definitely has signs of failure, but it can just definitely just be silent and just go bad without you even knowing it. You need to pay attention to your headlights, make sure that they're staying bright while you're going down the road. Your dashboard lights, any of your entertainment system, your infotainment systems, climate control systems, AC and the heater, make sure that everything's functioning properly, because the battery will quickly drain if your alternator is not charging it, and you're running, because your car will run off of the battery. Know that. When your alternator goes bad, if your battery still got juice in it, it will drive your car until the battery goes with juice, without power. So if you have a dimming or flickering headlight, if you have a dashboard warning light, your battery is not turning over, you could be making, your alternator is definitely ran by your drive belts. So, if your drive belt has got constant pressure going on it and it's going in a really tight, fast circle, it can have a grinding noise, a squealing noise, a whining noise. You could have a worn bearing. You can have loose belts. You could have the electrical can fail. Think about it. If your radio, your power windows, air conditioning start acting erratically, could be because you don't have enough power from your alternator. So some of the causes that can make an alternator go bad would be worn out bearings, loose or worn belts, faulty voltage regulators, just flat out, it can wear out. Alternators are one of the most commonly replaced parts on a car. Of course, you have oil filters, air filters, cabin air filters, wiper blades, brakes. I mean, those are the biggest ones that fail. But in the top 10, an alternator is in the top 10 things of all parts going on a regular basis. And the other ones are considered more wear and tear maintenance items. An alternator is not normally considered a wear and tear maintenance item, but it definitely it runs hot. Heat kills. Think about it. I mean, it's running off of friction. Anything that's built off of friction on any kind of level it can start to wear out. So, if you get 5 to 10 years, 7 years on average, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000 miles, it's not an uncommon thing for an alternator to. So your battery can become dead. Your engine can literally kill itself. It's just an electrical shutdown. If you don't know what you're doing, and I mean really know what you're doing, not guessing, not hoping, not thinking, if you really know what you're doing, feel free to go in and check it out. But realize that the battery is going to need to be recharged. So you're going to have to actually charge the battery. And then you're going to, you're going to have to test the DC voltage with a multimeter. And again, I really, really don't recommend it. A healthy alternator should produce 13.5 to 14.5 volts. Anything below 13 volts indicates trouble. So I know it's a 12-volt system, but remember, it's got to run your car plus recharge the battery. So it's part of it. Are we going to repair or replace a bad alternator? Well, if you've got a machine shop, basically, you can repair it. Normal automotive repair shops quit repairing internal parts a long time ago. We used to rebuild carburetors. We used to rebuild all kinds of stuff. Now we tend to, for the sake of cost, because the cost to replace an alternator versus trying to go in and diagnose it and figure out what's going on with it and then replace just the part that's bad. Ooh, and most alternators come with a bunch of new parts inside of them, not just a part that went bad. Just know that, if you're dealing with good quality, a high quality place, they're not just replacing an alternator with an alternator that's had, a diode replaced in it. It's got a bunch of new parts inside of it. So you need to prevent the alternator having issues, have the automotive repair shop inspect the belts regularly, check the battery and replace it like every 3 years. I mean, seriously, because a failing battery can overwork the alternator and it can make it fail early. We don't want to do that. For the love of a battery that we need to rely on anyway, you need to make sure that the battery terminals and all of the connections are clean and corrosion free. I highly recommend a battery service at least once a year, every 15K. So whatever you do, you have to understand that the alternator is a crucial part of your car's electrical system. When it goes bad, it can leave you stranded. Recognize the signs of a failing alternator: dim headlights, strange noises, dashboard warning lights. And if you suspect any trouble, don't delay. Come on down, walk into the shop, call, make an appointment. I mean, this is a big deal. We definitely don't want other problems happening because the alternators. Think about it. If your alternator bearing is going bad, you're putting so much more stress on your drive belt. It's not even funny, along with so much more stress on, the battery. And I mean, it's just not good. So whatever you do, please come on down and let us check it out. We will definitely do a complete inspection and let you know what's going on.